rapport avec les autres femmes, je trouve que Cougar Town a des moments d'intelligence, de profondeur entre ce qu'ils disent, c'est bien mieux que Sex and the City.
She would like you to speak about the relationship between the women in the series, and also she says that Cougar Town, in fact, has a certain intelligence and depth in what it says more than Sex and the City.
Oh, well, that's nice. I think what's incredible about the show is that there are three women who are able to be very funny and bold in very different ways, and they're not just setting up the men for the punchlines. They get to be funny in their own right. And what was the other part of the question? Someone help me out. Jet lag.
That the script was much more intelligent than everything else.
Oh, well, I mean, I can't speak to that because I think, Sex and the City has its own place in the cultural zeitgeist of, the U.S. But I think that they're striving to be frank about women's sexuality and getting older and different places that women are in their lives and finding the humor in that as well.
Hi, I'm Charles.
Hi, Charles.
Would you say that the show, I feel that the show has a very distinctive kind of humor. It's not like a traditional sitcom.
No, it's not at all. It's very quirky. And as the series progresses, I feel like it gets even weirder and quirkier. And
the characters are all crazy, but...
They're a little kooky. Yeah, they're a little kooky. I think it's heightened, I like that we do keep it grounded a little bit. The characters, or we try to ground the characters, and I feel like that's where the most of the comedy comes from when you have those levels. And the show tonally is very out there. It's really kind of unique. And my husband and I were watching about the 6th episode in, and I turned to him and I said, "This show is so weird. I love it. I'm so happy to be on it."
Is it true that they might be changing the name?
It's true. That they're considering it, and Bill Lawrence and Kevin Biegel and Courtney Cox are talking about it, and I know that Steve McPherson, who runs ABC, has said whatever they decide to do, he's on board with. I think that they just feel like the name Cougar Town is not really indicative of what the show became at the end of the series, and I agree with them. I don't know, though, what changing the title will necessarily do, if it's going to open it up to a whole new audience. I don't know. We'll see. They haven't made any decisions yet.
I noticed in the show on your bedroom table, there's a picture of Tate.
Oh, I know. Mm-hmm.
And
Tay and I talked about it.
Did you invite him to guest on the show?
It would be amazing if Tay came on the show. He's such an incredible actor and such a nice guy. And was really... I said to him, I was like, "Tay, I can't believe I forgot to tell you this before we started these interviews today, but just so you know, my character is obsessed with you." He's like, "Well, it's good to know. Somebody already asked me about it in an interview." I was like, "Oh, okay."
And are you guys friends in real life as well?
Everyone?
No, you.
I know him just a little bit socially. I've met him a couple times, and he's a lovely person.
You mean that all the actors in LA are not friends with one another?
Oh wait, what are you talking about? Me and Tay Diggs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
trying to be
okay.
funny.
I'm like, oh God, now what if I started? Yeah.
You were talking about the evolution of the show. Did you feel it yourself? Because I watched the whole show. I didn't really see a progression because I loved it from beginning to end. But a lot of people said the beginning was kind of chaotic. And I talked to Josh Hopkins, and he said the pilot was, according to him, the worst episode of the show.
That's so un-PC of him to say. I think the pilot was just really focused on the premise of Courtney being a newly divorced woman going out and meeting younger guys. And about the 3rd or 4th episode in, that concept kind of fell to the wayside, and it became more just about her hanging out with her friends and her family. Not her friends like Chandler and Phoebe.
You're pretty funny.
No.
Do you have an idea of why that happened? Was it not working?
No, I don't think it's that at all. I think that it's like an organic progression that happens creatively on shows. And I think that one of the things that Bill Lawrence is great at, and why he's probably had so many successful television shows, is that he writes to actors' strengths. And so I think he saw the parts of the show that were working the best, and he wrote to that. And, the writers wrote to that. And, I think that premise shows can only take you so far. At the end of the day, you have to tune in because you love the people that you're watching,
How would you like your character to evolve in season 2?
Well, I think it's really interesting that she got a serious boyfriend towards the end of the first season, and I know that she's probably going to continue with that, but I have a feeling she's going to feel too hemmed in, maybe have to go a little crazy again. And I know that she and Jules are going to have like a real powwow about the fact that Lori slept with Grayson early in the first season. I'm not looking forward to that because I love Courtney and I don't want to fight with her. Yeah, I know. Those are 2 of my 400 characters that I've played. However, I've said in interviews before,